How do I feel about the news that was reported today? Are I going to be upset that the CC is appealing XRP once more? To a certain extent, yeah. Seriously, are you able to blame me? In fact, I am. If you are an investor in XRP, it is really irritating to know that our money, which is the money of taxpayers, is being wasted on a war that is not going to be won. The CC has said on numerous occasions that the statutes are unambiguous. But if the laws are unambiguous, then why, oh why is that the case, as Paul Grohl puts it? In order to clarify the situation, they ought to petition an appeals court. They do not have to. Do not be afraid to make a call to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals in order to verify that token agreements available on secondary marketplaces are in fact not investment contracts. To be honest, when you give it some serious thought, it's sort of amusing. Even though the Securities and Exchange Commission has not had a great deal of success with this strategy in the past, they are planning to appeal to the Second Circuit Court. In this section, Stuart Aldersey provides a list of some of his favorite quotes from the previous instance in which the CC used this strategy against Govil. To begin, we do not agree with the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC, and this is the greatest one for me. Indeed, it is precisely what they stated. Third, the counter-arguments presented by the SET are ineffective, and second, we do not agree with the reasons presented by the SET. There was not a single person that assisted them, and I do not believe that things will be any different this time because Ripple and XRP have already decided what they will do. I have a good understanding of it. The attorneys are finally coming up with their opinions regarding this matter, and they are unanimous in their support of Ripple and XRP. Mostly this is due to the fact that Ripple already won its case the previous year. It is possible that Jeremy Hogan may come to the conclusion that the Securities and Exchange Commission C has nearly signed their own death sentence and that this appeal was a significant error on their behalf. Should there be no change, it will be even more detrimental to them than they believe it to be. When the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC attempted to appeal the decision on the program sale that was made the previous year, they made a significant error. Even if they were successful, they would not be able to defend anyone, which is not their primary responsibility, but they would receive additional money from Ripple. Rather than attempting to acquire more money from consumers, they ought to be responsible for protecting investments. Next, Ripple will present its blue sky legislation problem, and if it is successful, the company will. The Securities and Exchange Commission SEC is no longer able to exert complete supervision over the cryptocurrency market. Because the goal is to increase the amount of money they receive from Ripple, they are taking a lot of risks. Having said that, the Securities and Exchange Commission is also highly likely to lose due to the fact that George Torres made it very obvious the previous year that the questionable sales of XRP did not constitute the illegal sale of securities. At the moment, the Securities and Exchange Commission is only interested in receiving additional funds from Ripple. They are spending more money from the tax money in order to get more money from Ripple. What is this peculiar conundrum that I do not comprehend? Nevertheless, the goal that they are working toward is to obtain additional funds, which is the reason for this appeal. In a nutshell, that settles the matter. The Securities and Exchange Commission filed an appeal against the ruling after Bitwise submitted an application for an exchange-traded fund ETF, but Bitwise did not file an appeal. The decision that was made on August 24th of the previous year was simply examined in terms of the penalties and money. The security aspect is not being considered at this time. For XRP, this is actually very positive news since it indicates that the Securities and Exchange Commission has admitted, or at the very least, is no longer going to argue that they are unable to make the case for XRP. At this point, all they can do is steal more money from Ripple and spend more of ours, but they can't claim that XRP is a security when it has been made abundantly clear that it is not. In a similar vein, this makes ideal sense as to why Bitwise applied for an exchange-traded fund. XRP is not an investment, which is why Grace Cole has an XRP trust. This is the reason why Robinhood relisted XRP in the first place. Not only that, but we are still waiting with bated breath for the ultimate decision and the subsequent events to take place. The choice is definite, and XRP will unquestionably take control of the situation. As a result of the fact that their win has the potential to, and most likely will be the one that convinces people in the United States to use cryptocurrency, I believe that the next year, the next 12 months, will be a life-changing time for those of you who are early investors in XRP and cryptocurrency. For this reason, I just lately produced. You can become a member of the family by joining the free Discord group at any time. There are 360 of us working every day to achieve our goal of becoming financially independent, and each day we acquire new knowledge and become more powerful. In the description that follows, you will find the link to join. Continued for those of us who used to have RP, here is a general sketch of how this situation might develop, and how much longer I have to wait. I hope you find this information helpful. The Securities and Exchange Commission will repeatedly postpone the matter until some point in the early part of the year 2025. After that, it is anticipated that Ripple will engage in cross-appeal. Then we will see what happens. Up until approximately March 2025, there will be some pushback from Greece as well as some back and forth. More time will be wasted as a result of this, and it is possible that the case may not reach a definitive conclusion verdict or ruling until the year 2026, or at the very least, for the best case scenario, January 2026. The fact that this will occur approximately 1 year and a quarter to 1 year and a half from now is astounding and extremely distressing to learn. That does not take into consideration this. In the event that this matter is pursued by the Supreme Court, there is further time that could be utilized. The results of the Federalist Survey are presented here, and they indicate that if the case is taken to the Supreme Court, it might take an additional year or two. Is it true that XRP will remain in a state of eternal limbo, despite the fact that it was unequivocally determined that it was not in security? Waiting and seeing is the only option we have. Depending on the circumstances, it may take place or it could not. All of this might come to a stop if Congress passes a new law, or if Donald Trump is elected president, he is resolute in his intention to dismiss Gary Gensler on the very first day of his administration. Moreover, this may also result in During our time on CNBC, we were exposed to a brief discussion on this topic. It is possible that things will proceed in a very different manner if a new chair of the SEC is appointed. Take note of this. In addition, it is important to keep in mind that the chair of the SEC is the one who determines the schedule. It is possible that you are aware that each minority commissioner has 5 staff members, whereas the chair has approximately 5,000. So before anything can be done with the chair, it is necessary that everything be in order. The only power that the other members have is the ability to vote, and that is all. In the event that a new chair is brought in, we might see a completely different course coming. Although Gary Gensler might be replaced by Kamala Harris as chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), this is a far better fit for her. This is primarily due to the fact that her concentration is not on cryptocurrency at all, or a lot like Trump's interest is, or at least not nearly as much as Trump's interest is. As a result, we do not know what will occur with Kamala Harris, but Gary Gensler will undoubtedly be removed from his position if Donald Trump is elected president. Consequently, despite the fact that Gary Gensler and the SEC are driving me crazy, I continue to believe that XRP has a promising future. At the appropriate moment, XRP will be assimilated into a collection of nodes that will become the most extensive financial pool of digital assets that the entire world has ever witnessed. In addition, we are fortunate to have arrived early, before banks, before the XRP ETF, before the RLUSD, and before XRP began its meteoric rise. Over the course of this interview, Brad Garnerhouse, the Chief Executive Officer of Ripple, discusses how the RLUSD stablecoin will play a significant role in the process of making the XRP system more liquid. It is going to be beneficial to the utilization of XRP and, consequently, its price in the future. Pay attention, you also discussed the case in your speech. I can think of 2 significant occurrences that come to mind. In spite of the fact that I will save the most important one for last, I would like to discuss the stablecoin endeavor. In addition, I believe that Ripple has always held the belief that we ought to do all in our power to assist the XRP system. The addition of liquidity to the XRP system will be beneficial to a large number of individuals. In addition, whenever I come across something on the internet or hear someone assert that Ripple is not dedicated to the XRP system, I am convinced that they are entirely incorrect. The XRP system is something that we place a lot of importance on. This will never change. The only time we would create a secure coin is if we were confident that it would be beneficial for the XRP ledger. On the other hand, I think that would be an interesting course of action for the RLUSD. The second one, which Monica most likely gave me permission to discuss, is currently being sued by the government of the United States of America. Despite the fact that this is not a fun event, I believe that it was really essential for Ripple and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole, not just in the United States but